Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my home. My name is Becky, and I am so excited that you're here today. Well, today is Thursday, and I was trying to figure out what exactly I was going to do today. If we're being completely honest, this video is going to be coming out the same day that I filmed it because I'm a little behind on my filming right now. So this is actually real time. It is going to be the 1st of May, filming it the 1st of May, and it's going to be released the 1st of May. So I thought what I would do is three things. I've got three things up in my noggin right now that I'm kind of thinking about doing today. The first one is I've got some friend mail that I want to share. We're going to do that a little later. The second thing that I would like to do is, if you'll remember a video or two back, I told you that there was a project that I saw online that Bargain Bethany did with some plastic plates, and here's a picture of what she did right here. And she just made these it's like a flower border, and I wanted to try it on my front porch. Well, I couldn't find the plastic plates. I've been looking still, and I still can't find the plastic plates from the Dollar Tree. That's where they're coming from. And I don't know if it's because this is kind of a popular project right now and everybody's buying them up, or if it's just a matter of they're just out. But I found something at Hobby Lobby the other day when I went in there for something else that I think might be a good replacement idea for the plates. So I'm going to run to Hobby Lobby and pick that up, and we're just going to add it to the porch. We've already got the porch decorated, so we're not going to reinvent the wheel out there. We're just going to add that little touch, a little idea that I have to the porch. And then the third idea that I have for today is, right now my dining room table is clear of all of my things, and I thought I would take advantage of that and maybe do a spring tablescape. Last year I did 2 spring tablescapes for you. I threw them together on my table, and one of them was like a daisy type inspiration, yellow. The other was a beautiful pink with some flowers going down the middle of the table. This year, I thought I would try something a little bit different. I've picked up a few pieces in my thrifting adventures that have this bright, vibrant orange color in it. And I thought, well, let's put all of those oranges together and see what kind of beauty we can create with those pieces. So that's the idea that I have. I want to do a tablescape. I want to add a couple things to the front porch, and I want to open some friend mail. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in watching, then grab yourself a drink and a snack, get comfortable, and hang out with me for the day. I made a whirlwind trip to town today just before we got things started. I wanted to see if I could find just a couple things that I needed for the projects that I had on my brain to do today. The first stop was at the Dollar Tree. I picked up those beautiful flowers. You'll see what we do with those in a little bit. These are the plastic plates that I have been going on and on about that I wanted to do that project with. But when I got to actually looking at them, I don't even know that they would have worked because they're a little more bowl shaped or dome shaped, and I honestly don't even think they would have worked at the end. I don't even think they would have worked anyway. So now we're at Hobby Lobby. I had a project in mind for the front porch. This was the first option that I was running through my head, and honestly, I kind of wish I had gone this route. Now looking back and seeing all the project and how it turned out, I wish I had gone this route. I think it would have turned out better. They're already in the shape of flowers, and you'll see what I'm doing here is I've got an orange flower, but I'm making the shape of a circle. So I think what I would have done is take a white table mat and cut out a circle and then glue it down in the middle to make it look like a daisy or a flower. I ended up going a different route. You're going to see in just a couple seconds which route we went, but looking back, knowing what I know now, I really wish I had gone the other option. There's lots of different color plates that you can choose from here at the Hobby Lobby. They are plastic, not very heavy. They would be great to hang on the wall. It's just however far you want to go with your imagination, what you want to do, how big you want to go are your only limitations. So the yellow kind of looked like a sunflower to me, and that was where my mind was going when I saw these, and I thought, this is perfect. This is what I want to do. I picked up 3 of them and I put them in my cart. So that was project 2 that I had in my brain today, which was to add some flowers to the front porch. Now, you're going to see me flip-flop a lot today. We're going back to the dining room table project. I wanted just a tiny little tablescape to put down in the middle, and I needed just a couple little floral pieces, so I didn't want to spend a ton of money, so I went to this section where you can get these little stems very inexpensively for just $1 or $2. And then these caught my eye, put them in my basket, and we're headed home. All right, I'm back from town, and I've got the things that I think I'm gonna need to be able to do the projects that I want to do today. Now, keep in mind that I have not actually filmed the voiceover that you just heard, so I may be repeating the same thing that I just told you in the voiceover. But here's what I picked up. The first stop that we made was to the Dollar Tree, and I did look for the plastic plates yet again. There are a couple there, but there's just not enough to do the project, and I'm seeing it more often. Like, we went to church Sunday, we were visiting a church, and I noticed that they had done it in their sanctuary, the entrance, and I saw it, and it's really cute, but I've kind of seen it too much now, and I'm kind of glad that it didn't work out for me to do it that way, because this is sort of my spin on it, and it's a little different from everybody else, so I'm kind of glad that I wasn't able to find the plates. But I did find these white plastic ones. There's 8 in a pack, so I got those. And you saw that I picked up these flowers, and we'll talk about those in just a few minutes. We're not quite ready to delve right into that just yet. And then I got some of these little short stemmed picks here. I only got one of each because I do want to do a little table setting flower scape, but I don't want to do tablescape flower setting, but I don't want to do a big one. I just want to do a little one, so I don't need a lot. And these were in that section where everything's like $1.50 and $1.99, so I got 3 of those. And then I saw these, and I was picturing all of the things that I had picked out to go on my tablescape, and I thought that's gonna be cute. So I did spend $3 on these and 29 cents. But I think they're gonna be really cute. I just kind of saw them and was inspired, so I'm not quite sure what I'm doing yet, but I picked them up. And then this is the plate that I decided to get from Hobby Lobby. I already have the white daisies out on my porch, and I just realized I'm probably confusing you because I've got 2 different projects in my head, and this is kind of a mixture of both, but this is for the porch. And we're just going to glue that on there. And actually, that might be too big, but it's gonna have to work. Or I can find some brown spray paint maybe and spray paint them brown. That might look even better. I don't know, let me see what I can find. But there was lots of colors to choose from. They were $3.29 in Hobby Lobby. You can do a whole wall of these. I've just got to figure out a way to maybe make a little hanger on the back. So right now I have E6000, and then I have my hot glue gun over here warming up for us. So I think with the mixture of the 2, it should hold up. But before I get too deep into this, I think I'm gonna go see if I can find some brown spray paint, because I think that might look a little better than the white. I had it pictured in my mind and I thought it would look really cute, but I think this is gonna look better if I can spray paint it brown. So let me go see what I can find. I found this, I don't know what color it is. I'm gonna be honest with you. It just says distressing spray. I sprayed a little bit. It's coming out brown, but I don't know how thick and how good the coverage is going to be. It's just what I have. I'm not about to go back out and buy anything. I'm just going to use what I have in my garage. So it's kind of splotchy right now, but I just put a light coat on it. So I'm just going to keep spraying and see if maybe we can get by with using this for the center of the sunflower. And by the way, it's a sunflower we're making, if you didn't guess already. I'm sure you figured that out, but I didn't actually say it, so I figured I need to say that. But I have sunflowers and daisies on my front porch, so I wanted to do the a spring front porch with the plates, but this is gonna work out too, I think. We'll see. Hopefully it'll work out. It's what I call a concoction. Sometimes when I'm cooking dinner and I don't know what I'm cooking and I don't really have all the ingredients to do a formal recipe, I'll do what's called a concoction. And it's always, let's see what we get. That's what we're doing. We're gonna see what we can get. So it's covering pretty well. I think it's gonna look better than the white. Even if it's not perfect, it's gonna look better than the white. So I'm gonna continue to spray paint the other two. There's what it looks like. And then let it dry. And I will meet you back inside the house. So I decided that while I'm waiting on my plates to dry, that I would go ahead and put a hook on the back of these plates, because like I said, I want to use E6000 and hot glue. So I want to give it a good little bit of time to dry. So I'm using just some pipe cleaners just because that's what I have readily available. And I'm going to put some E6000 here. I did get a new container of E6000 because that last one was drying up and making my life absolutely miserable. And then we're going to put hot glue around here. And I do have a little finger protector here that we're going to use. But I'm just going to slide that right in there and just kind of hold it down for a few minutes so that everything can just stick and meld together. And it's still hot. It's going through the rubber. I've got a string of hot glue on my arm that's tickling me. Since we have to wait on a few things to dry with the other project, and I realize I'm probably giving you whiplash today, let's go ahead and start on the Tablescape project. I wanted to do a little flower arrangement, just a little one, nothing major. But if you remember, I bought this beautiful bowl a few months ago at the antique store. This is the only piece of Catherine Home that I own. It's not in great condition, which is why I got it at an affordable price and why I own it, because these pieces are very expensive. But the color of the bowl is exactly the colors that I'm going for my Tablescape. So I've got a little piece of styrofoam here. I do not want to glue the styrofoam down. I don't want to make anything permanent. So I'm just going to kind of sit it right there on top. And let me adjust the camera and I'll let you kind of see what we're doing. So you'll remember we did pick these up at Hobby Lobby. This was a total of $5.50, and then we got these at Dollar Tree, and this was of course $1.25. So I thought what I would do is, these are just some flowers that I had laying around in my stash, and I thought I would just kind of pick one little stem out of here and maybe break it up a little bit and put around the bottom so that I can have just a little bit more, I guess, fullness in the bottom of the bowl, because otherwise you're gonna possibly see the green styrofoam. So I think I'm gonna have to do two of these, one on each corner. So let me steal one more little bundle here. And I'm just kind of breaking it in half so you can kind of see. I'm pushing it down just a little bit. I've got the top part and I've got a bottom part. So that way I get two little stems out of one. I'm gonna add that there and that down there. So that just kind of fills up the gaps that we have just a little bit. And then we're gonna start with, I did also get this greenery, but this greenery is a little tall. I didn't realize it when I was buying it, but it's a little tall for what I need for this project. Hold on, I think this will come down a little bit. Yeah, this will kind of rip down a little bit and give me a little bit of a stem. So I could probably break this in half as well. Let's see. See if we can make 2 out of this one. Yep, we can. So I'm gonna do that and just try to fill it up with some greenery, and then we'll come in with our flowers and give it all the pizzazz. Okay, so we've got a good start here with some greenery just as a background piece. If I learned one thing with planning this wedding, it was how to make a flower go a long way. Any type of little arrangement that you would buy, I would make that thing go as far as I could, because I needed to save every dime I could, because there were so many flowers needed for Lily's wedding. So I know you can still see the foam at the bottom, and when we're all done, if you can still see it, and if it bothers me, I do have some leftover moss from Lily's wedding that I can also add, but let's just see how it turns out before we get too excited and go crazy in here. And then I'm just gonna break these flowers up to make as many as I can. Some of them I do leave, like I'll leave 3 on there and I'll leave 2 on the other, because that's how the flowers naturally grow. So we're not gonna mess with nature. Just gonna kind of keep it as it would be if you saw it out in the wild. But at the same time, we are still able to do 4 little picks out of that one little arrangement. And then these are just very, very simple. They're not gonna make a big impact, but I just thought it needed just a touch of yellow. So I'm gonna break these up, and obviously we can make 5 stems out of this one pick, which was, I think, $1.50. So just gonna stick those in so it can look as natural as possible. And then we have these beautiful orange flowers. Now, of course, the orange flowers from the Dollar Tree are not gonna be quite as beautiful as the ones from Hobby Lobby. They're just a little cheaper, but I thought we could try them. And the good thing about these is that you can bend them. These are, I think, are poppies. So you can kind of bend them to where they just kind of go wherever you need a little splash of color. It's very simple. And I do take these ugly green leaves off because I don't think they add anything to the display. I think they just kind of lower down the quality just a little bit. So you will notice that I'll be pulling those off. And then I don't know that we need all of those. So I think I'm just gonna do 3 right now. And then maybe call that an arrangement. And hopefully it'll all come together. So what I did for Lily's arrangements for her flowers is I put rocks down there, and it also, not only did it hide the foam, but it also made it heavy so that the wind would not be blowing it over. I don't think I need to do all that just for this tablescape, but like I said, if it bothers me, I do have some moss I can stick down there. So there is our little tablescape. Now, if you're doing this at home and you've got like maybe lemons that you're decorating with, just don't put the orange flowers, of course. Just use whatever colors you like, and then you can add little lemon sprigs in there as well, and I think it would be sweet. So, okay, so I made 2 adjustments real quick, let me tell you. So when I went to the Dollar Tree and I bought those orange flowers, they came with 6 flowers to a bundle. They had 3 large ones, and then they had 3 small ones. And I originally just picked the large ones just because that's just naturally where I went first. But I got to thinking, this is a small arrangement. I really don't need those big flowers in there. So I actually used the smaller ones, and I like that a lot better. And also, it turns out that the styrofoam showing was bothering me. But the thing that was keeping me from going and getting the moss was the fact that it is so blooming messy. I really didn't want to have to do all that. So I looked in my stash, and I have these little moss balls that I use for Easter, and I just kind of stuck them in there, and they hide the green styrofoam, but they also kind of, when you wedge them in there, they hold the foam just a little tighter. So that's the changes that I've made. Now we can move over to the table. So just a quick introduction. This is my dining room table. My husband made it from scratch for me, and I adore it, and I love to decorate it. So I don't have any of this planned out. We're going to figure this out together. So I thought first about this tablecloth. Now I don't want a full tablecloth. What I like to do with this one is use it as a runner. So I thought I would start with this, and then if it's too much, then I have a plan B to fall back on. But let's try this because one of the pieces that I'm using is almost identical to this pattern, and while it could be amazing, it could also be too much. So we want to try it and see how it looks. So I've got it folded exactly to be the perfect size for a table runner because that's how I used it the last time, although it does need to be ironed. All right, so again, this may be too much, but we're gonna try it. I love this tablecloth, I love it, but I just pulled out the placemats that I wanted to use, and I don't think they're gonna work well together. These are some placemats that I picked up a couple weeks ago at my local thrift store. I love the bright orange color, but the bright white is just, I don't think they're gonna go together. I think it's gonna be too busy. What I would like to do is emphasize this bright white, and that will bring out more of the spring colors that I think is gonna be more inspiring this time of year. So I think I'm gonna take this down, not to say it won't come back, but for now, let's just take it down. And the only bright white table runner that I have is this beautiful scarf. So let's put this down and see how that looks. And then put our placemats down. So I only have 4 of these placemats, which is fine. I don't always have to have a 6-piece place setting. Okay. So that's a good start. Now, we need to figure out what's gonna go in the center of the table. When I was gathering up all of my orange pieces, this piece, of course, caught my eye immediately. I bought this at an antique store several months ago. I haven't actually used it yet. I haven't found the perfect spot for it, but I love it so much. It's a little brighter in color and shade than what I normally use inside my house. Normally I use a more muted orange, but this is so beautiful to me. So I thought we would use it as a centerpiece, even though when I get through, I think this is gonna be covered up. You'll still be able to see the orange flowers that are along the edge. So I have been practicing a little bit because I wasn't quite sure what I was gonna do. So the first thing I'm gonna do is bring out our little flower arrangement that we just made, and I wanted to give it just a little bit of height. So I picked up this little candlestick. I pick these things up all the time because I'm always needing different heights. Like if I do a display, I don't want it all the same, on the same level. I want it different heights. So then I had this beautiful cream and sugar set that Becky sent me as a gift, and this is gonna match perfectly as well. I love this set. It's made by Temperware. I believe it's kind of scratched off at the bottom, but I love this set, and I think it'll go nicely just right here in the front. I need to push you up just a little closer, Donna. Hold on a second. Maybe you'll be able to see just a little bit better now. So this next piece that I've got is just a vintage postcard that belonged to my Aunt Susie. I inherited these, so I've got a few of them that I use every now and then. So I do want to put it inside this little frog, but I have to be very careful because I don't want my postcard to get damaged. So I just carefully sit it in there. We're just gonna sit it right here and just give the little display one more ta-da to look at. So just one more pretty to see. And then I thought I needed some candlesticks. So I have these beautiful candlesticks that I use on my mantle. So these will not stay here because I love them on my mantle. But here's the dilemma. I have 3 different candlesticks to choose from. I have this orange set that's what goes on my mantle. I keep those there. But again, this is the darker orange, so I don't know if that looks nice or not. So we have that option. I do like the orange. And then I have just a plain old white, which is, again, the color that I'm trying to accentuate from the placemat. So this is just plain white ones. And then I have my lucite candlesticks that, I don't know if those really add anything to my display. I think maybe we'll go with the orange just because it adds just a little bit more color. Even though it's not the right color, it still adds a color. Okay, so now we have to add our dishes. Let me go grab them. The place setting that I have picked out for this tablescape is one that I've had for a really long time. I had it kind of packed away and I forgot that I even owned it. But when I went to go look for ideas to do a tablescape, I found it. And this is perfect, is it not? Look at this beautiful scenery. This is Mikasa. And there's the design if you're interested. Just take a screenshot of it. This comes with a set of 4, which is perfect because that's all that we have for our tablecloths, or not our tablecloth, our placemats. So it works out perfect. My only complaint is that it also comes with a little dessert bowl, and I don't know if I should cover that up. Let me kind of show, you can't even see what I'm doing. If I should cover it up with the dessert bowl or leave it as is. And it also comes with these beautiful mugs and saucer. So we're gonna put those out also. And I think these are gonna work perfect with the design choice that we've made for the centerpiece. All right, let me set all these out. So I guess we'll just have to decide on whether or not to keep the dessert plate, or just let the plates be the showcase whenever we get it all put together, because we kind of need to see how it's looking. The saucers to the mugs are just very plain. There's nothing fancy to them. All the excitement is coming from the actual mugs. So we're gonna do that. That also could go there as well. But again, it's gonna hide the beautiful design on the shoot. I don't know if I want to use those or not. Now that I'm looking at it, I think I might just use the mugs and not use the saucers. What do you think? You think that looks okay without the saucers? I feel like they take away from it. They're hanging off the edge, and I just don't like that. Okay. I'm not going to use the saucers. I'm just going to use the mugs. Okay, let me put 2 more back here. These are the dishes that I used when I did a bumblebee tablescape. And they work great because they have a little bumblebee on there. That's the last time I think I've used them. Okay, what next? I want to add those butterflies. So these come with really long stems. I don't know if you can see them or not. See how long the stem is? So I thought we would just kind of stick them out of that centerpiece like they were kind of flying around. And I just take it out and I straighten it with my finger. And then they stick right in to that foam, because that foam's really soft. Well, it did before I added those moss things. All right. Okay. Where else can we use these? Maybe around here. Just kind of sitting on the handle of the creamer. All right, let's just use 3 right now. Let's not go too crazy. I've got 3 left. We'll add them if we need to. And let me just do one more check in my craft room and see if there's anything else we could possibly add. All right, I think I have made my final touches and I think we're done. I ended up putting the mug in the center of the plate setting because you can kind of still see all the colors and all the flowers peeking out of there. And then I got one of my Wexford glasses here. And then this is just a little simple table setting, I think anyway. It's not too elaborate. It wasn't hard to do at all. It wasn't expensive. It was everything that I had in my stash, with the exception of the flowers, of course. I did spend a little bit of money on that, but I don't think it was too crazy. And I'm also second guessing my orange candlesticks, but that's not important. That's just me being nitpicky. We're gonna just leave it at that. So this is our spring tablescape that we have come up with the beautiful, bright, vibrant oranges. I think it's lovely and so pretty. I love the choice with the lace table runner. I think it really brings out the white from the daisies and the white from the placemats. So, all right, now let's get back to our previous project that should be dry by now. We're gonna go out to the porch and get our plastic plates. Okay, very quickly, this is not rocket science. It doesn't require a lot of explaining. This is what we did. I just glued the pipe cleaners to the back. It's good and secure, I think. I did add some E6000. I've got 3 of these, and then I spray painted the plastic plates outside brown, and we're gonna put it in the center. I've got my hot glue gun warming up, and I'm probably gonna add a little bit of E6000 on the bottom just for that extra security because it's gonna be outside. So I'm gonna throw these together real quick, and then I'm gonna meet you on the front porch. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. So what happened was when I went to go glue the Dollar Tree plate that I had painted on this plastic plate, the hot glue was way too hot and it melted the plastic. So I had to come in here and do a little bit of sponge painting to hide it. So I hate that. I don't like it at all. I've got to try to fix that. But I wanted to try to get this video filmed for you guys. I guess from a distance, you kind of lose the rigid corners, edges from the sunflower plate, and you lose the fact that it's a sunflower. When you're up close, you can see it, but when you back away, it just looks like a big circle, and that's not what I was going for. So I don't think I love this. I'm gonna leave it up for now just because I've done it, but if I could do things over again, I would get those placemats that are actually in the shape of a flower and had went that route. I think it would look a lot better. Do you know what I mean? But this is what it turned out. I mean, not all of my projects are winners. Some of them are failures. This might be a failure, but we tried it. We can only fail if we don't try, right? All right, let's go look at our friend mail and then we're gonna wrap this video up. I'm a little disappointed in my project for the front porch, but you know what? It is what it is. Sometimes we hit it out of the park and sometimes we don't. So we just have to try and give our best effort and just see how it turns out. I do have a quick friend mail haul that I want to share with you. I've got 3 packages here that I have received over the last few weeks. The first package that I received is from Susan. Now, Susan is the same person who sent me my purse that I used. I know you've seen it in my shopping videos. It's the cutest little, tiny little purse. It's just the perfect size handbag for going in shopping, and it's, you know, you don't want to carry a really heavy purse. It's perfect for that, and I love it, and I always get the most compliments. Anywhere I go, someone somewhere compliments me on my beautiful purse. Well, Susan sent me these cute little salt and pepper shakers to add add to my collection. These will come out probably during Easter time because they are so cute. She's got a sweet little yellow flower in her hair. And then she also sent me some handkerchiefs. And I think what I'm going to do is get these cleaned and ironed and use these on the table settings for Lily's wedding because the colors are going to be perfect for that. So she sent me 3 handkerchiefs, and then she sent me 2 scarves. And these are amazing little vintage scarves that I think would be so cute to, well, that could be a headband actually. I love that. Let's see how this one is. I haven't washed them yet. I just have been waiting to be able to have time to film this. That's got a pin in it. I have to be careful. This is a great scarf here. So let me take that pin out before I stick myself in the head. Let's see. But how cute are these now? You know I like to dress up in my vintage outfits every now and then, so I think these would be perfect for that. And we could do a kerchief type style, or we could actually do a scarf type style. I love this. I think I'm going to use these for dress up and play for sure, but I think this one here is definitely going to be used for like a headband. I think that would be, because it's not real thick. And then the last thing that Susan sent me was this beautiful ring. Let me show you what that looks like. And I thought it opened up, but I guess it doesn't. But it's so beautiful and groovy and 1970s, and I love it. And then the next package that I got was from Miss Brenda. Miss Brenda sent me 4 salt and pepper shaker sets from her personal collection. She collects cats, and these are the ones that she sent to me. So I'm going to go through them really quickly. This one is so colorful and so fun. I love these. These are from Japan. And then these little ones here are in a little basket. They don't have a marking. I think these are a little newer than the other ones, but they're so cute. And then these are so beautiful. These are Japan as well. Little cats. And then one more, which will probably be used during Halloween. Little black cats. I have 1 set of black cat salt and pepper shakers, and now I have 2, and these are Japan as well. And she also sent me some, she also sent me some amazing owls to add to my collection. I have a great owl collection above my head, and then behind you, I've shared it before. Over there is my salt and pepper shaker collection, and then I've got another wall. If you haven't seen that collection, I have a video up with all of that. I share everything with you, so just look in my video list and you'll find it. But here is one of the owls that she sent me. Andrea by Sadek. Sadek. Anyway, it's a Japan-made product. And then this one is by Russell Willis. It's from 1994. This one is resin, and then this one I think is the same Andrea collection. There's a date of 1986 on this one. I love it. Excuse the paint on my hands. And then these right here, their little heads come off. I think they're just little trinkets, but there's 2 of them. There's a gray one and a brown one. Make sure you can see it really well. And pot bellies. I can't read it, but cute nonetheless. And then here's one more owl. So we're going to add these owls to my collection and make them a new home, a forever home. And then finally, my friend Drazinka sent me a package. Drazinka always thinks of me and sends me sweet little packages. She sent me these beautiful angels. There's 3 of them. They are so 1970s. So beautiful. They're going to come out during Christmas time. There's a green one, a red one, and a gold one. So I love these. She sent me a picture before she sent them to me, so I was kind of expecting them. But the actual picture, well, the picture does not do the actual angels justice because they're just so beautiful. So thank you so much, Drazinka. Thank you, Miss Brenda, and thank you, Susan. You guys are amazing. And I just cannot thank you guys enough for thinking enough of me to send me pieces of your treasures. All right, we're going to wrap this video up. It has gone on too long already. I know you are tired of hearing me talk. So hopefully you found some kind of inspiration, even through my mishap. Maybe you said, okay, well, it didn't work out for her. We'll go the other route and we'll try something else. Or maybe you're inspired to decorate your table for spring. I don't know. Hopefully you got some kind of inspiration out of this mess that I have created today. As always, I do appreciate you guys so much for spending a few minutes of your time with me. It means the whole world. And until next time, I love you all and I'll see you later. Bye.